Is the Excel file visible to everyone? Yeah, okay. Perfect. Now, now what we're going to discuss is we're going to have a look at. So these are the passing this is the passing trend. These are the passing trends since March 2023. Is there any attempt that we are missing right here? So we are probably missing December 25 over here, but the December 25 attempt was very similar as well. Okay, so we have got just a second. Okay. So we have got literally everything that we need to know. The average AA passing rate is 44.25%, and that's not very ideal. You can see there has never been a significant improvement in your AA exam so far in the past 3, 4 years. Um, the highest, the best attempt so far, the comparatively better attempts have been your September 24 and March 25, whereby the passing ratio was 47%. And the reasons why the passing rate of AA is low is because lack of knowledge, lack of practice, and and why do you have got lack of knowledge? Because you're not very regular with your live sessions, with your recorded sessions, with your study, with your practice, with your preparation. And why there's lack of practice? Because you don't have quality, you don't know the exam techniques, you don't know what you're writing. You mix up different subjects, mix up different chapters. So if you're going to do that, obviously you will struggle. And time management, like I said, because it's a theory heavy subject, there's a lot of writing that you need to do. You always need to have a proper and appropriate plan. When you know that I've got a lot of writing to do, so you need to have a plan and you need to execute that plan to the best of your ability. Then moving forward, then we have got so this is what your uh, passing trends look like. Now, examination trends over the past few years. So what we're going to do here. So these are a few analysis based on section B. So why not section A, sir? Because based on your ACCA Audit and Assurance portal on your website, we don't have the what do we say it? Yeah, in the past exams, you don't have ACC has not published the section A. Yes, they have got section A in the examiner comments, but they have not published section A in your um, in the past exam. So there's nothing that we could do. So we have prepared these analysis based on section B. So we can see here. So these analyses are categorized based on the syllabus areas and also the topics that we have covered and the type of questions in section B. So there are two types of questions: scenario-based questions and knowledge-based questions. Scenario-based questions are questions whereby you'll have a whole huge scenario in front of you on the page, and you'll have to use that scenario. You'll have to use the case information to answer the questions. Okay. In knowledge-based question, you really don't need the scenario. You need your memory. You remember when I said you may be required to use your memory and on few occasions, not everywhere. So we will see the exam weightage of your memory use. Okay, for knowledge-based questions, that's where your memory will come into play. For scenario-based questions, to all you need is the art of answering based on is the art of handling and managing the scenario itself. Okay, so you've got the question types, you've got the syllabus areas, you've got the topics. We can see everything in detail, right? So you have got in the past four attempts, so you've got June and December 24, you've got June and December 2025. So it's not very old, June 2025. In fact, this is the previous attempt, not the previous last to last attempt. We don't have the results for March 26th, they are still pending, but we know what happened in December 25. So as you can see, Code of Corporate Governance was examined for about so sorry, we will have a look at the exam weightage. So these are the marks, and this is the exam weightage. 6%, 6%, 6%, 0%, 0.06. Oh, 29% for planning and risk assessment, 29%, 37%, 29%, 30%, 29%. So internal controls are very consistent. You can see in every attempt, they're examined for about 29 to 30%. 29 and a half is your average. And so are your substantive procedures. I told you your examiner loves this area. 29%, 27%, 27%. You might be like, sir, the examiner also loves internal controls. Just wait and watch, okay? Code of ethics wasn't examined in 3 out of 4 attempts, but it was examined for 9% in June 25. And some of the students told me that code of ethics was examined in March 26 as well. Okay, so you can't really ignore anything. But what we can do is an audit reporting. Oh, you've got audit reporting. That's very consistent, 7% across last 4 attempts. But sir, what we can do is we can um, we are just drilling everything. We are just analyzing the numbers. We are just using the numbers to see which area. Everything's firstly important, but we are just looking at the examiner's mindset, his psychology, or his trend to see what we can predict. Obviously, we can't predict the exact wording of the question, but we can predict the type of question that may be examined or the area that will be examined. Okay. And these predictions are wholly and solely based on the past examination trends and analysis. So uh, it's not a hard and fast rule, but yeah, it's a trend in front of you. So combo one. So what we have done is we have uh, categorized and compiled your syllabus areas into 2 different combos. Okay, so your combo one includes audit reporting, substantive procedure, and audit risk, substantive procedure, and audit reporting. Okay. Can I speak with someone right now so that we need to have some conversation so that it becomes like a bit more interesting. Uh who do we have in the is who's this Doreen Banda? Can you turn your mic on, please?
Yes,
Hi, you okay?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad, thank you. Okay, Doreen, can you tell me what's the minimum passing percentage for audit and assurance exam? What marks do you need to pass the exam?
Um, 50?
Yes, absolutely, spot on. Now tell me, can you see this formula? So 70 marks are the total marks for section B. And you with me up till there?
Yes.
Okay. Now you might be wondering where this 65 came from, right? So 65, like I said, audit risk, and we have got substantive, and we've got reporting. So what's the total? 29 plus 29 plus 7.
That'll be 65.
65, right? So
Yes.
65% of 70 is how much?
Um,
It's there in front of the screen. Don't need to use
oh,
calculator.
that's the 45. Yes.
45.5. Okay. So if you round it off to 46, okay? We can round it off if you want. So 46%, okay? What's the passing mark for ACCA AA exam?
The 50%.
And how much does this represent, these three chapters?
45, which is close to the passing mark.
How close are you to passing the exam?
Very close.
Do you understand the point that I'm trying to make right now?
Yes.
Do
Yes.
you understand that if we are good enough, if we are strong enough, if we are familiar and comfortable with these 3 areas, what are the chances and what are the odds of passing the exam then?
They are quite high.
Quite high, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And that's the combo two, which is your internal controls, code of ethics, and code of corporate governance. Everything's important. We are not saying that this is important, this is not important, right? But what we are saying is that compared to uh, but what we can see is that in combo 2 only internal controls is the heaviest syllabus area. 25% of 20, sorry, yeah, 36%. So 29, sorry, it's code of corporate governance, internal controls, and what else? Code of ethics. It wasn't examined. So it was 36% in December. It was 38%, 37% in June. It was 29% in June. It was 36% in December. Combo 2 I'm talking about. So across all those four attempts, internal controls remain the heaviest area, something that you can't really ignore. Now, what we need to tell you, what we are doing is, say if you look at substantive procedures, so it was examined for um, say if it was examined for 45, say combo one, if you secure about 30 marks from combo one, okay, if you like secure 45 marks from 30 marks from combo one, uh, just give me an example. 45, 46 marks are for your combo 1 and your remaining marks are 54, okay? 54 is equal to 54 plus 46 is 100. So you secured 30. You are so good in this area, or even worst case scenario, you secured 28. You secured 28 out of 46, right? What's your percentage in combo 1? In combo 1, you are you got 60%, 61%. Sir, you secured 22 marks in your in the remaining syllabus areas. So that's combo 1, which includes audit reporting, substantive procedures, and audit risk from your section B. Now these 54 marks represent your combo 2 from section B and the whole of your section A. Okay. 46 marks are only your combo 1 from section B. Okay. Combo 1 in section B. And this one involves combo 2 section B plus section A. Okay. Are you passing? No, sir. Can you see you are failing combo 2 in section B? Just focus. Focus. If you secure 61% in your combo 1 in section B, then even if you fail in the remaining areas, you will still pass the exam. This is what the importance is of combo 1. That if you perform well in this area, and even if you don't perform well in other areas, you're not even passing by securing 22 out of 54. You are failing combo 2, you're failing section A, everything. But you're still passing the exam because you did very well in combo 1. Now, one thing's for sure based on this trend that combo 1 is heavily examined. Planning and risk assessment, knowledge-based and scenario-based questions, substantive procedure, mainly scenario-based questions, audit reporting, mainly substantive scenario-based questions. Yeah. Sir, what are scenario-based questions? Examine so scenario knowledge-based questions and scenario-based questions. Sir, scenario-based knowledge-based questions are a test of your memory, are a test of your knowledge. book knowledge. So they will be examined in section B from audit risk and internal control syllabus areas. So let's have a look at some of the knowledge-based questions. So how do they look like? So we will filter knowledge-based over here and see that knowledge-based questions are examined in two syllabus areas, planning and risk assessment and internal controls only. Okay, they might ask you benefits. So state the benefits of audit planning. Sir, 4 marks only. Again, December 24, first knowledge based question, 4 marks from planning and risk assessment. December 24, second question, 5 marks from internal controls. What are the 5 components of internal controls? So these are the types of knowledge based questions that have been examined, and we can't really predict the wording. We can't, we know that knowledge base will be examined in section B, but we can't tell what the exact wording. So in order to help you, we have prepared a list of knowledge-based questions examined in the last 15 years in audit and assurance exam, and that's available on your ACCA AA portal, and I'll reshare it in the WhatsApp group. Don't worry about that. So, but one thing's for sure, that document, the list that we have prepared will definitely help you out because knowledge-based questions are repeated, they are repetitive. So this question say benefits of audit planning. It was examined in December 24. It was also examined in 2017. It was also examined in 2014. So they are definitely repeated. Okay. But you can't really predict what exactly they will examine, they will test, what exactly the wording would be, right? But I always say it's a test of your knowledge, of your memory, of your ability, your learning capabilities, how well you learn and memorize things. But one thing's for sure, you don't really need to worry much about them. Why, sir? Let's have a look at the exam weightage. Firstly, they are only examined in audit risk and internal control syllabus areas in section B. And secondly, the weightage is in front of you. The exam weightage based on your section B. So 8 marks. So knowledge-based questions were examined for 8 marks uh, in December, in June 25, 8 marks in June 25. Let's do it for December 25 as well. So that's easier for all of you. Sorry. Just give me a second. We'll do it manually, don't worry. Do we have December here? Yes, we have December here. So scenario-based questions were examined for 64, okay? So we know that they were tested for 64. Scenario-based were tested for 64, so knowledge-based were tested for 6, and we will see the weightage as well, so don't worry about that. If we have got December here, so the weightage is in front of you. All right, 91% scenario-based questions, 9% knowledge-based, 89% knowledge scenario-based, 89%. This is exactly the reason why we will specifically focus on scenario-based questions in your live sessions. But that doesn't make knowledge-based less important. Okay, so is everyone happy so far with this file? And we'll move on to the last bit, which is your recent examiner comments, and then um, we'll end the session. We are in the last stages of your session.